Welcome to Toffee TV. This is the instant match reaction for Bournemouth 0, Everton 2, FA Cup, 5th round. We're through. That's all that matters. Anything else that might happen in this game doesn't matter. Well, it does. So let's have a little chat about it. Unchanged team again, obviously, going very strong. Bournemouth played a slightly less strong team, probably a lot of subs and reserve team players, considering the position they're in. You can fully understand why they'd want to do that, especially with all the money in the Premier League. Let's face it, it wasn't that good a game. It was a pretty poor game of football on the whole from both sides. Everton, again, fits and starts, controlled a lot of the ball in the first half, but without really doing anything. Ross Barkley had a speculative shot after about 10 minutes, and after that, we really didn't create anything for the whole of the first half. Really, lots of possession, but without using it and doing anything with it, which is the most frustrating thing for all fans. All fans, no one can say, "Well, I am 100% behind Roberto Martinez because I can see this vision." I think this just frustrates fans that we have so much of the ball, and especially in the first half, a lot made of Romelu Lukaku's performance and is he lazy? Does he run enough? I think both camps are right on this. He's lazy in terms of his movement, but a lot of the time he doesn't get the ball. So which one is it? Is it chicken and egg? Does he not make the runs because he knows the ball's not coming, or do people not pass him the ball because they think he's not going to make the run? And also there's the fact that a lot of the time he is occupied by, he's got 4 defenders around him, and there's really nobody else pushing forward. Okay, Ross is seen as the extra man pushing into midfield, but one of the things that disappointed me about the game in the first half certainly was the amount of times Al Lennon will get the ball, the amount of times James Coleman will get the ball and not take on the fullback, and that annoyed me because I think that's where we get a lot of joy. Especially for Romelu Lukaku. Romelu Lukaku is the type of player who wants the ball put in front of him, or he wants crosses. You look when Gerard Deulofeu is playing, how that relationship works. Gerard Deulofeu will get the ball, and then he'll spin that ball into just behind the defenders, and that's where a lot of Rom's goals between sort of October and December came from. That was his real purple patch of the season. That's where a lot of his goals, and that it's no coincidence that's when Gerard Deulofeu was in his best form of the season. So in tandem, that's where they worked, and I don't know whether Rom's missing that kind of pass, because at the moment there's a lot of sideways movement, and as a striker that must be really frustrating, because like if you're at the game, it's different because you can sort of see everything that's going on. But when you're watching on TV, you only get one view of it, and you mightn't see what Rom's doing off the ball. So that's frustrating, I'm sure, for him. And I also don't think that suits us. I think it's better when we go early. I think it's better when we put crosses in the box, especially when someone like Romelu Lukaku's ability. He's a stunning striker on his day, but in games like today, in games like in the last few weeks, he looks lazy because the ball just isn't coming over the top to him, and it should be coming over the top. We should be able to play both ways. Again, we've played some good football this season by mixing up, by going long, by going short, and also it's less predictable than what we've seen today. But on the whole, first half very frustrating. Just couldn't really string. We could string a lot of passes together. We just couldn't put the final ball in. And what was annoying about that was Bournemouth again come into the game because they could see that we weren't going anywhere. Started stepping it up, and we're starting to nick balls in the middle of the park, and we've seen McCarthy get booked because of that. Barry giving away fouls, and that was starting to lead to them. They played very much like the away team, and that didn't help us. That went against our strengths of being counter-attacking side ourselves. They had counter-attacked us. And you could see them getting more and more joy. And, shots on goal-wise, not much, but territory, they were getting further up the pitch. And you see that, they get a corner. Corner comes into the box. James McCarthy, please explain. What's this? The old Anders Limpar style of defending that, mate, I'm afraid. Penalty, clear penalty, no one arguing. No, obviously in the last week, weeks, months, years, the goalkeeping debate is there to be answered, isn't it? And over the last week, it's sort of had the other side of the effect about because of Joel last week. Did he make a mistake? Did he not make a mistake? And we've seen Joel here at his very, very best. It's 0-0, penalty for the home side, right in front of your own fans, and the big man does it. The big man does it. He pulls a great save off. No matter what anyone says about it being a good height, it was a good save because it was a fierce drive. So fantastic stop, kept us in the game. And I think that gave us a little bit of a shock. It was like, you've had your warning, get your asses into gear now, because that's not good enough. And also on the penalty, I tell you what, I thought we got a little bit lucky because James McCarthy had already been booked. And that we all know Martin Atkinson. He could have easily sent him off for that, because that's the kind of tit he is. So I think we were lucky to get away with having 10 men, not having 10 men for the rest of the game. But good save. Got a little bit lucky on the rebound. I think 3 of their players went for it at once. Luckily put over the bar. We get in at 0-0. And to be fair, as I say, first half, it's all been what it is, isn't it? Pass, not going anywhere. And I think second half, again, first 10 minutes, we were very much the same. But Bournemouth had a little bit more of a go at us. And I think basically all we did was we just stopped being so worrying about the details so much. We just started getting out to the feet and just started going forward. They started as attacking us a little bit more in the second half. And that actually again played into our hands because we could start counter-attacking them. And, we know that's where we're at our best. And we'd only really seen one thing in the first half where Romelu Lukaku broke free. And again, he breaks free down the left, cuts in, and there's one player in the box. There's no space getting created. There's no people making chances for him. But in the second half, we started getting more possession further up the pitch and looking to be more dangerous with that. And, Ross, for me, first half, I thought we were incredibly boring to watch. But Ross is like the little sprinkling. He's like he's the thing. He is the thing you'd pay for to watch Everton, no matter what anyone says. He is the thing I would pay to watch Everton for. And he's getting more involved. And you see, he gets a shot off, little deflection, ends up in the back of the net, like the one against Carlisle. He's got another goal. That's his 12th goal of the season. Now, considering he scored 2 in the whole of last season, you can see how much of his development is coming on and how much more in charge of games he is now. And I think that's really positive, considering his age. And I think once we got that goal, I thought we looked pretty much in control. They had a few chances. They had the header, which was straight at Joel. They had that free kick, which hit Lukaku and just went wide. Joel was gone by that, I think. I think if that had gone, a couple of yards the other side, it was in the back of the net. But we looked all right, and that was the most positive thing of the game. Defensively, we looked sound. Joel looks calm and comfortable in goal. Jagielka looked fantastic. Funes Mori defending. Oviedo done pretty well. Seamus looked all right defending. His crosses, again, I don't know whether it's the baby Seamus, but stay after training, start practicing the old crosses, mate, because they've gone right downhill. But we looked solid, and that's, again, I was very critical of that last week. But when you look solid and you're creating the atmosphere of being solid, it helps so much, and it helps push us on as well. And we just before we scored the second goal, we actually probably created the best move of the game. Lennon coming in off the right, he's great when he comes in actually inside. He doesn't do it enough for me. When he comes in from out to in, it's great to see. Come in, little James McCarthy, nice little back heel, gets into the box. Ross tries to be probably too clinical, tries to bend it into the corner. We've seen him do it before, so that's fair enough. It takes a little deflection off, I think it was okay, and goes out for a corner. And from the corner, it's not actually, I don't think it's a good corner unless it's been practiced, but Oviedo puts it in. It's quite low, but fair play to Gareth Barry. This is an absolutely brilliant little flick. He keeps the ball alive and he puts it in the danger area. And fair play to Rom as well, doing what all strikers should do. Be alive in the 6-yard box and be powering to smash it in. And that's what he did. A few people had a little bit of a thing about his celebration. I just think he was just like, get the game won sort of thing. It was a game face. That's what I want to see, game faces. More, let's be honest, if he'd run to the side and the fans would run on and all that, then you're asking for trouble, aren't you? So it was a game face celebration. I like that. I like to see that. I like to see it. Like, the game's not won, the job's not done. I like to see that. So and from there on, the game was won. That was what was great. We brought Morales on, we brought Nias on. We stretched them a little bit. We took the game to them as well. So we were not only defending well, but we were stretching them at the other end as well. That's nice to see. Nias, nothing really to report. But it's a little bit snidey on his first touch, kicking one of their players. Listen, it got him 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. That's fine. Morales looked good. He was trying to get on the ball and trying to be clever and trying to show what he's all about. Again, that's what we want to see. We want to see players come on and make a positive impact. What we don't want to see is a Rune or Kone. That's not what we want to see. We want to see players who make a positive impact to the game of football and help us, win the game. We've seen the game out, and no real drama towards the end, which was, again, great to see. We're in the next round. I'd love it, there's the likes of Reading have gone through, Watford have gone through. These are the teams that I'd really like to see us play against in the next round. I just want to win something, like all of us do. I just want to win something. Any criticism? Yes, one criticism. Well, there's more, but those kids who robbed that shirt that was going to Speedo Mick, get it sorted. Get it sorted. Someone at the club, get a shirt and get it to Speedo Mick. You know the script. He walked from London to Bournemouth in his bills. Less than his bills, his ballies. Imagine the chafing. Imagine the chafing, for God's sake. Get that man a shirt. He's raising money for charity. Amazing stuff. Talking about raising money for charity, there's just been a 24-hour football match in Liverpool, and I played in it last night for 2 hours at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm goosed. Well done to those lads as well. Match for the day. Well done, lads. Any Q&As? This is the time for the questions. If anyone's got any questions or statements, I'd rather statements because I don't want them to be questions like I'm some kind of authority. Leg and Chav, we've always got time for Leg and Chav, says, is Oviedo the Everton's future for left-back position? Do we look to the youngsters like Garbutt and Galloway, or should we try and buy a new left-back in the transfer? We've got about 8 million left-backs. So what the future? To be honest, I won't Baines back in, if I'm honest. Ian777 says, when Morales came on, it looked like he played more centrally. Do you think he could be a rotation option for Ross? No, there is no rotation option for Ross. There is only Ross. There is only Ross. And that's it. And I mean that in general. Like, if there was a church of Ross, I'd be there in fact, I am at the church of Ross every week, pretty much. There is only Ross. There's other places Morales can play, but not in Ross's position, because no. And Stelio Conte says, Joel can have my children. I don't think he can have your children. I'll be honest. I don't think he can have your children. I don't think that's an option. At this point, according to medical science, I don't think that's an option. Unless you adopt, get a civil partnership, whatever. No issues with that whatsoever. No issues with that. But I don't think you can have your children. I just want to make that very, very clear. Unless you know something I don't. Unless you know, I'm not up to date with the medical world as such. Maybe you get like a monthly magazine or something. Anyway, we've gone way off topic here. We've gone way off topic. We're through. That's the most important thing. Me and Baz hopefully we'll be talking about this on the final word in a much happier, in a very happy way. Alex Hall, quick player ratings. I don't do the player ratings. That is another job for this. That's Baz's job, and that's another video. And why would we do it all in one video when we can get double the viewings? Hey, that's what we want. See, Stelio's put a sad face. I'm sorry, mate. There's nothing I can help. Progforce Field says, "What do you think about Nias's cameo?" It was a cameo. He didn't do anything. You can't say he was great. He was bad. It's his first 15 minutes in English football. To be honest, won't even make an assessment on him until he's played half a dozen games, if I'm honest. Probably next season. Sometimes players can come into a team and look boss straight away. You give them 10 games, and then the next week you go, because you always allow them that to get away with those things earlier on. But give him a dozen games, and let's see where he is. But you know, it's good that we've got another option whose name isn't Kone. Ian says, I think Stella was trying to give his current kids away. That's bad. Don't give your current kids away. They're for life. Lee Close says, do you honestly think Rom had a game face on, or do you think he's thinking? Why? Like this, that really annoys me when people say, well, he knows he's leaving, so he's not bothered. No, come on, people, come on. Right, if Rom wanted to leave, he'd play really well, and then someone will come and buy him. That's how it works. That's how it works. Maybe he's frustrated with his own performances. Maybe he thinks it's his job to score goals, and it's just like, right, I've scored a goal, I've done my job. But I don't pay I just don't buy into any of this nonsense of like he's playing for a move. If he's playing for a move, then he needs to play a little bit better. So yeah, Ina says Foons Murray looks like he might keep Stones out for a while. Listen, I'm not bothered. I don't care. They're just people. It's whoever's the best one. It's whoever's the best one for the job. Doesn't matter whether the name's Stones, Foons Murray, or Galloway. It doesn't matter. It's all down to who's playing the best at the time. And that's football for you. Don't get attached, unless the name's Ross Barkley, of course. And Michael Swan says, what do you make of Lennon giving his shirt to Speedo Mick, but others took it? I said this about 5 minutes ago. Were you not watching, Michael? I said those kids better give him that. Say, Aaron Lennon, what you should have done is gone and give like the shirt to someone slightly taller who could have reached over. I think that was one of the big problems. You were like leaping up, right? I think you need to just get a taller person to go and give your shirt to Speedo Mick. But let's hope Speedo Mick gets a shirt. I'm sure he will, because Everton will have seen that. And Everton are really good at doing that kind of thing. They are really good at, whatever anyone thinks, they're very, very good at doing those things. So let's hope that gets sorted. Oh, my God, the questions keep coming. Well, you might have only just got here, Michael, because you've been eating your tea, but it's not good enough. You could have ate your tea and watched. It's not a good enough excuse. Enan says Ron was too tired to celebrate after a hard day walking about the pitch. Stelio says, I'm just happy we escaped from Atkinson. And listen, you never escape Atkinson. You never escape Atkinson. He's always here. Always here. Right, that's it. No more. Me and Baz had the final word. I think we're even recording it tomorrow. Tomorrow being Sunday, so you'll have it earlier than normal. Baz probably be doing his reaction video now. He'll probably be doing his rating videos as well. Sickleback, last one, because it's about Joe Robles. Joe Robles kept us in the cup, FA Cup winner. Perhaps he will bring us that edge we need. Hopefully so. 2 winners' medals for Joe Robles. I like the sound of that. See you later. Don't forget, Twitter @Toffee TV1. Facebook, it is facebook.com/Toffee TV EFC. See you later.